him down. They just couldn't get any crowd control on the Shaman. So I think on the smaller maps, it's going to be a lot easier for Razzle to potentially land Cyclones, maybe Adu to find, the intimidating shouts. But he should have Tremor Totem floor. We'll have to wait and see what ends up happening. But yeah, it does feel like both the Warrior and the Feral Druid are extremely difficult targets to take down. However, jungle unplayable. If Black Betty is able to get away and drink like we saw in game number 2, that could definitely put them in a good position for the late game.
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of a little bit worried about, if they can actually get those late game drinks. But they're actually going after the healer right off the rip here. Big damage coming in onto Asmo. So far, it's just Chixie over there. Homer J not able to connect. Razzle's going to be sitting through a bash. Full fear connecting there onto Homer J and Chixie. Looks like Betty was able to drop the Tremor Totem there and get them out of crowd control. But still, so far, not a great opener here for the jungle. The Kitty Cleave has been able to kind of dismantle their initial setup. But now Asmo is back in position on top of his team. Monkey Blind Trap. Adu not able to get that one, and now what he's going to trade, actually just getting offensive onto Homer J, getting a lot of pressure. Do you have any more follow-up? Doesn't look like Shix is going to be able to find the Cyclone onto Asmo. They get the DR Hex, actually nicely done there by Black Betty. I really like these hexes that Black Betty has been going for. Every single time he does it, it's at the perfect moment, helping them get crowd control or cross crowd control. Usually when one of the DPS eats one of those traps, he's definitely on point with that. But as I say that, Homer J taking a lot of damage there, but also dishing it out, getting the shield wall and spirit link overlap from the Jmek cleave, but he had to use his trinket. Black Betty also sat down for a drink there.
Yeah, he got a little bit of his mana back. Homer J still has his readiness available if he needs it. Gets a full trap here on a Razzle that gets dispelled. Homer J maybe in a little bit of trouble, but doesn't seem like he's too worried for the time being. Adu is not able to actually land any kind of damage, and they're just going for a bit of a split strategy here. So maybe their strategy is to just get them out of mana. Shixie forced into bear form, and Adu can finally hit Homer J for the first time in this game. Gets on target, but immediately he's just going to disengage, and it just seems so difficult for this warrior to actually get uptime on the Hunter in this match. So crucial for him to actually take him down.
Yeah, Homer J, what is he going to do? Getting a lot of damage. He's stuck in this throwdown. He has no trinket. A lot of damage coming out there, but a beautiful peel coming out so far onto Shixie. But Shixie now getting the Cyclone there onto Razzle. Adu taking a lot of damage as well, down to 50% HP, but his shield wall is only a minute away, so he's going to have that if he can stay alive for a minute. Asmo has no trinket, and the Warrior has no defensives as well, so if they can secure a nice long CC chain right now onto Asmo, they potentially could take him down, but there it is, the nice kick onto Asmo. Can they chain it? There's the silencing shot overlap a little bit, but they get the full Cyclone. It's not the cleanest setup, but if they can land the Monkey Blind Trap or the Scatter Trap, it could be it. Black Betty Trinket, Tremor, can they find the CC chain? Adu on 1% HP, there's the Scatter Shot, there's the freezing trap. Can they get it? Surely that's it. And they do manage to take the Warrior down. Jungle unplayable now, up 2-1 in this series. They found that miraculous little moment, and I will say it's because the Jmek cleave overlapped the shield wall and the spirit link earlier. That was the window of opportunity that was given to the jungle, and they took it.
Yeah, it's just so important. Like the margin for error in Cataclysm is really low. I mean, you're seeing basically a 15-minute match of the Warrior and the Shaman barely holding on, right? You're 20, like Adu is 20% health for basically all of Blade's Edge, and if they ever overlapped, that game would have ended way faster. And just these little overlaps, like you mentioned, and they puts them in a spot where they basically have no defensive cooldowns. Seemed like at this point it was basically do or die. Warrior wanted to go for it. To be fair, Homer J was incredibly low on health as well. He got away at like 20% health, so this could have easily gone the other way, barring a few critical strikes, something like that coming in from the Warrior. Almost getting that execute off. Was a really, really close game number 3.
Definitely. A little bit unexpected for sure that they were going to be able to get the kill there. If you watch that Blade's Edge game, you're kind of, in the start of that Blade's Edge game, I was like, oh, the Warrior's low. But then you kind of got used to it. So in this game, a little bit surprising, but they had that little short window where there was no shield wall, and they're definitely going to be happy with that. Wait, are we going to Ruins of Lordaeron again?
Looks like it.
Is that actually possible? Can the same map be picked twice?
I guess so. I think so, yeah. All
right.
Pretty sure. I mean, if not, we're not going to be going there. So it looks like, yeah, it is within the rules. Sleep Comp wants to once again go to Ruins of Lordaeron. So yeah, it seems like all is good. Jungle unplayable. They're taking a moment here, just talking strats. Are they going to lock in something different? No, they're not. They are going to be playing the hero once again. And one thing to keep in mind is these teams are only 3-player rosters. So
Yep.
I feel like it's really unlikely we see teams kind of flexing on multiple comps. Like
Seen some teams practice actually multiple comps.
some, not that many though. I feel like most teams are kind of just going with that one composition.
Yeah, I kind of like that. The three player roster is very like nostalgic, and just sticking with one comp for the most part. I love that. Everyone just trying to play that one comp as good as they possibly can. But we got jungle unplayable right now. Just one away here from eliminating the Jmek Cleave. Just one more game here on Ruins of Lordaeron for them. Or we could be going to a game number 5, of course, if the Jmek Cleave can have it their way. But yeah, the Kitty Cleave, I feel like if they don't overlap any defensives, the game doesn't look too bad. But I do like also what Jungle Unplayable did. They wanted to go after Asmo a little bit more in this matchup, you know, like a lot earlier. In a Blade's Edge game, they went for him when he was like and he had nothing left. But in this game, they actually went after him in the opener. Shixie went after him by himself. That part didn't look too good, but maybe, I don't know, maybe they had a different idea to get Homer over there as well. But when he did Trinket, they had gone on Asmo, and then they kind of cycloned him, and they got his Trinket from that. So I like that they can, you know, keep the Shaman guessing as well. Don't make him too comfortable standing on in the middle of the map, essentially, on top of the warrior like that.
Well, I think it's really important. I mean, from my own experience, it seems like against Resto Shaman, if you're just going after one target, it's normally a bad time. Like, you want to be swapping around, forcing him to swap Earth Shield. Maybe he gets crowd control and there's no Earth Shield up, because Shamans basically have 3 heals. They have Healing Stream Totem, Earth Shield, and Riptide. That's like 90% of their healing in this game. So if they don't have Earth Shield, then they're missing. You know what I mean? Like, you crowd control a Shaman, you kill off the Healing Stream Totem, and you're on a target that doesn't have Earth Shield, then 60% of their healing on that target is no longer there. So I think it is really important that you're kind of bouncing around, forcing the Shaman to kind of guess who you're going after, and I do like that adaptation.
You know, one of my team names in original Kata was ES Riptide AFK. I was very salty towards the rest of the Shamans back then. But here it is, match points. Jungle unplayable versus Jmek Cleave, lower bracket match. If the Jmek Cleave loses here, they will be eliminated, so they need to grab a win if they want to stay alive in the tournament. Black Betty, Homer J, and Chixie just kind of sitting back here, chilling near the starting area, kind of waiting for the enemy team to get a little bit closer to them. And on the flip side, it looks like the Kitty Cleave is doing pretty much the same thing, with the exception of Razzle. He is kind of behind enemy lines, but finally, Adu and Asmo are going to, I believe, move forward. I think they are at the tomb. It's a little bit hard to judge the nameplate distance there, but I do believe that they are positioned. Yep, they are at the tomb, so potentially an opener happening here. Or, I don't know, actually. Do you think it's good